Hey, come on in, bro. How you doing, man?
Very good.
Nice, come on.
No
worries. It's gonna be cut out. It's gonna be edited out. Hey, I hope you're well wherever you're watching this. The coolest dude ever is behind the camera right now, and he's going to be part of history right now. Oh, I'm stepping back.
Yeah.
Too much? Is it too much? Cool. Welcome to our building. I'm ready. We good? We shooting? Are we live, AJ?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Arman Vakili. Shout out Gary V. And this is the hashtag EverythingMoney show where we talk about everything that has to do with money. Exactly, that's right. And so obviously, if you've followed me at all, for like the, I don't know, however many 20-something people that are currently following the channel, we used to have this show titled Flawless Financial Training Series. And so because for branding purposes, to make it easier for myself so that I don't have to wear suits and ties all the time, and to just make it easier for people to say it, I think hashtag EverythingMoney is better, no? Yeah, for sure. And so, yeah, and if you don't like it, too bad, because it's my show, and I'm pretty much going to name it whatever the hell I want to name it, so deal with it. The information is going to be good, though, I'm just saying. So, we're going to go from there. I think that's pretty much it as far as the intro is concerned. If you can see it, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, I can't see it in the preview. So this is my cheat sheet. It's a cheat sheet that I made out of a bunch of Post-its, right? And you can't see it, so I don't want you to see the actual content that we're gonna cover. But so I was thinking about what to talk about in the first episode coming back from the last series, because the last series was a little bit more uppity, it was a little bit more formal. I wanted this to be casual. I wanted people to actually enjoy the content, to get to see my personality, because I'm a little bit crazy, you know what I mean? And I actually like being crazy. I don't like being filtered and everything like that. So, and I want to be a little bit comfortable as well. So what we're going to talk about today is going to be the market crashes that have been happening over the last like 2 or 3 months. Now what happened was, if you actually go to the original show, the Flawless Financial Training Series, and watch the first ever episode, I kept talking about, hey, there's going to be a crash happening. I mean, crashes happen all the time, right? This is an inevitability of actually being in the market. But I gave a forewarning that, hey, sometime soon there's going to be a pretty epic crash happening. Lo and behold, late in August, the later part of August and an early part of September, like a really pretty epic crash, something about 2,000 points was dropped, right? And it had to do something with the Chinese markets. And then fast forward, it wasn't that much better November, December. It wasn't that much better right at the beginning of January. And then what's going on right now, as of today's date, what's today, the 19th? Is today the 19th or the 20th?
20th.
20th. So as of today, the 20th, the market took another dip today, right? So, now here's the thing. You know, it's pretty dangerous to be in the marketplace, right? And I'm constantly preaching that if you're in the market, be prepared that you're going to lose. And everybody who's in the market, they understand that, yes, there are going to be negative downturns and we're in it for the long term, so on and so forth. What I do want to talk about is something that most people aren't willing to throw out there. I feel like it's something that everybody's thinking, but they're just not willing to talk about it. The first group of people that I want to address are the people that are specialized investors. So these are the people that actually do a lot of due diligence and research before they buy a specific stock or before they buy into a specific portfolio. Those guys are actively managing their portfolios. They're looking at it on a daily basis, and when something takes place, they make the moves necessary to either lower the hurt that they're going to go through, or do something to actually put themselves in a situation where they're going to have upside at the end of it, right? And those people are far and few in between. And if you actually are the person who's giving your money to a broker and you think that your broker is going to be doing that for you, you're really living in like this cloud nine la la land type of a thing. Unless you really very seriously compensate those people, they're not going to actively manage your money, right? And the only person that I can think about that would be like a good example of this was this guy. I don't know if he was Bank of America, I don't know if it was Chase or whatever he was, but he was like doing killer things in the market. And Oprah bought him from Bank of America. And she went and said, listen, I want you to only manage my funds, right? And she's paying this guy unbelievably well so that he actively manages her funds. But that's Oprah. And imagine how much money she's paying this dude for him to actually do this for her, right? And so, if you're that kind of an investor where you're actually actively managing your money, then this message isn't necessarily for you. And if you're the client who has that kind of investor or that kind of a broker that actually is really doing that kind of management for you, then this message may not necessarily be for you either. However, I feel like you may have some benefit actually watching the whole thing, right? So I'm not really talking to those people when I go off on this rant. The people that I am talking to is the 95% that's everybody else that has this set it and forget it mentality. That say, I'm gonna go give my money to my broker, or I'm gonna take my client's money and I'm going to allocate it into this fund, and this fund because these funds sound pretty, or they sound pretty sophisticated, and they should do well. So we're just gonna put it in there, and if it's diversified well enough, then, there won't be too much damage and it might do a decent return, blah, 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 blah. Here's the issue that comes with this, okay? And I want you to think logically. Please, for one freaking second, take all of the emotion out and think logically for a second. When it comes down to what? Dollars and cents, right? Basic numbers. Let's see if we can maintain no emotional charge to this. Obviously, I'm super excited because money excites me, right? So, I don't know, but anyway, I don't think that's, I don't know. I don't even know if that was necessary for me to disclose, but that's fine. So it works like this, okay? The S&P 500 is what? It's a mutual fund that has 500 of the world's biggest companies all in the same fund, right? How likely is it that nothing is going to happen to these 500 companies in a negative sense in the next 6 months to 12 months? The 500 companies that are in that list are either constantly going out of business or new ones are being added to the list based on the performance of it, right? And as the broker, or as the person who has their money in such a fund, and let's say NASDAQ, Dow Jones, whatever you want to talk about, it's essentially just a composite of a bunch of different companies that you're investing your money into, right? Mark Cuban, and this is Mark Cuban's words, right? I'm not saying it because I don't want too much heat on this for me. But Mark Cuban said diversification is the stupidest fucking thing that you could do when it comes down to investing in your money. Because not only are you not doing any research, or whatever research you're doing is so surface level that these hundreds of companies that you're investing your money into, anything, literally anything could happen to them. Their manufacturing house could be sitting on a fault line that nobody did a calculation for, and then they'll go ahead and lose their manufacturing house and take a dip of $5 billion, and you happen to be an investor in that company. Coca-Cola, right? 1980 something. They found a cockroach this big inside a Coke can in Germany. Their stock dropped $2.5 billion that year. That's Coca-Cola, right? Bear with me, right? But don't freak out yet, because we haven't even touched the surface, man. I'm about to get into it so bad. You're about to go into depression right now, legit. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want you to go into depression. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that'll what will get you to actually do the things that you need to do to save your assets. But okay, so that could be one thing, right? You could have God knows how many different variables that could potentially hurt that portfolio. And again, if you've done extreme due diligence and you're actually fully aware of the companies that you're investing your money into, I'm not mad at you. But if you're the person saying, I'm just going to write it out, there are different options, better options available for that person, available for that broker. See, now here's where the other part of this whole thing comes in from, right? As far as the brokerage side, variable accounts or variable portfolios, which is basically anything that could potentially go negative, right? Variable portfolios have this whole assets under management fee that's anywhere from 1% to 3% per year that the broker is making on that variable account for the money that he has under management in that account, okay? That 1 to 3% is going to be charged no matter what happens with your portfolio. So if you lose money, they're still taking their cut. If you make money, they're still taking their cut. Now, do you think, honestly, the broker that has 500 clients or 1,000 clients or 2,000 clients, which is or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't want to name anybody's company because people are going to come and sue my little ass, whatever it is, but whatever these massive brokerages are that have hundreds and thousands of clients, do you honestly think that these guys are actually actively managing the funds that are in that account? Hell no. And so you're going to take a loss you're going to take a loss. It's just a matter of when are you going to take the loss, right? So that's the greed that's coming with the broker side. Now, if you're a broker watching this, you probably don't like what I'm saying to you, and I know for a fact that you're going to leave like this entire long essay in the comment section telling me how much of a freaking idiot this bald guy that's on camera is. I understand what you're saying, but if you could put your ego aside for a second, and if you could develop a little bit of moral fiber, just a little bit, you don't need a lot. I understand. You're a variable broker. You probably don't have any moral fiber. If you could just develop a little bit, right, and realize the money that's in these accounts is somebody's grandparents. It's somebody's parents. And you're playing with these people's lives just so you can make an extra buck. How do you sleep at night? Honestly, I'm sitting in front of you, God honest truth, not a single one of my clients has lost money over the last 6 months, or honestly, over any down market, ever. Because I personally don't believe in putting somebody's money who is not interested in actively managing on a day-to-day basis, trading on a day-to-day basis. If that person is not interested in it, I'm not going to put their money in some variable account just so I can take an extra percentage point at the end of the year. That's not right. And that's what's happening to every single person that's in any kind of a brokerage account right now. Now, here's the bigger picture behind this whole thing. You have Mrs. Smith. 40 years she's been contributing to her 401k IRA. Portfolio is at $500,000. In 6 months, let's say 2007, 2008 happened. Let's say another crash of epic proportions happened. And this person's been saving 40 years religiously and expecting to spend their next 30 years on the money that's been accumulating in that account, right? And so in 6 months, they lose half their stuff. Now, what's going to happen is that eventually this person is going to go to the government and put their hand out and say, hey, take care of me. Now, I love America. I think the United States is one of the greatest countries in the world. However, it's broke. And they're already in a deficit when it comes down to Social Security. Deji got me a napkin because apparently I'm sweating balls up in this piece. You know what I mean? But that's what happens when you get excited and you have a high metabolism. Let's not even worry about that right now. We're talking about money. Money gets me excited, and this is why I'm sweating. Anyways, maybe I should probably take off my sweater. It's already too late. We've come too far. So we're going to continue. Let me just dab my face. This will be good for the edit. It'll be fun, exciting. Okay, so, right? So the government's already broke. Are we still shooting? Okay, so this is probably going to be random because I was like on such a crazy energy rush, but the something happened with the camera and the memory card or the battery, or I don't know what happened. So the view may be different right now, and I'm still like hyped though. You know what I mean? And we're still about to go into it, and like we're about to get it. You know what I mean? However, just in case you're like some technical schmuck who just wants to point out all of the minute things that happen in a shoot. Anyways, Deji's like, let's go. Okay, the government's already broke, right? And they're already in a deficit. They already cannot afford to pay the millions of retirees who are currently taking payments from Social Security. So what makes you think that they're going to have money to save you, right? Now, if you're the kind of person that says, I don't give up anyway, and it's like, fine, you know what, you should probably be closing this video anyway. Honestly, you just like the screaming and the intensity, I don't know, whatever it is. But if you have any kind of logical sense to you, you need to start thinking differently, okay? Which brings me to the conversation that I would like to have with all of the clients that are putting their money in these types of accounts. The same message applies to you in a sense. Stop being greedy, okay? The 20% years, 30%, 40, 50% years that were happening in diversified accounts are most likely not going to happen anymore, okay? So stop being greedy. Whatever BS your broker is selling you, please have a little bit of common sense and understand that you're going to lose money at some point eventually. The way that it looks like with the marketplace right now, heck yeah, it could become super awesome, and next month it could go way back up, all different kind of stuff. However, at the same time, it could continue in the same freaking pattern, right? And even if it does go up, it's going to take a dip anyway. So, please, 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 if you're close to retirement if you have parents who are close to retirement, if you have grandparents who are close to retirement or already in retirement, please tell them to get their head out of their asses and stop being so damn greedy and go put their money inside a fixed account. Which brings me to what? The solution in all of these problems that have been thrown in your face, okay? It works like this. It's called an indexed annuity, right? Stop. Don't freak out just because you heard the word annuity, because typically when somebody hears the word annuity, they're thinking about a variable annuity that has massive fees and you can lose all your money, blah, 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 blah. An indexed annuity offers a guaranteed rate of at least 0, meaning that if anything happens in the marketplace, you are guaranteed to never lose a penny. This is how I can come to you confidently and say not a single one of my clients has lost money. Now, it's not because I have the best index annuity in the world. They're offered by literally every single insurance company. And I quite frankly don't give a damn if you buy from me or not, because I do realize that there's over 300 million people in the United States, and as great as I think I am, as amazing as the internet I think it is, I really don't think I'm going to be able to get 300 million clients. It just doesn't work like that. The big guys are way too big for me to be able to take 300 million clients. However, if I can convince you somehow to go ahead and switch your current strategy into an index strategy, not only do you save money, not only do you make more money, because when you don't participate in any losses, whatever the market has an upside is straight profit to you. You're not trying to regain any of your losses. The government will also be better off. The community in general will be better off because you're going to be happier and wealthier, and you can actually put more money in the economy, and you won't cuss the poor bag boy out that's at your grocery store because your portfolio lost some money. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's so much bigger than the average BS that's going on and all of the BS that's being fed to us on a regular basis, right? There's an actual solution to all of this. I would love it if you bought it from me. I would love it if you gave me your money so we can put it in our in whatever account that we were working with, because I know for a fact that we're not going to lose any money. I know that I'm super honest, if this hasn't already proven it to you right now. So you know that you're going to get the straight truth from me when it comes down to assets under management or anything that has to do with finances, right? But if you don't do it from me, at least make the move so you don't lose any more money. God, that kind of shit, like, it really drives me nuts when people don't, it's common sense, dude. Anyways, the last piece that I'm going to say before I go into my close is this. If you are not going to make the move from variable into indexed, if you're not going to tell your parents about it, if you're not going to tell your grandparents about it, and if you guys are just going to stay in variable accounts knowing full and well, if you didn't know before, you know now, that all of these companies are subject to so many different variables, that so many different things can happen, that any of these companies could go completely out of business, right? Freaking Blockbuster at one point used to be the most dominant company in the United States. It's out of freaking business, dude. And so if that can happen to a company that massive, it can happen to any of the companies that are in the S&P 500. And yes, I mean that very sincerely. So now, knowing all of that, if you're still not going to make the move, then you need to go resolve whatever internal conflict that you have that is causing you to be so damn self-destructive. Because it's asinine, and it's quite literally going against all logic when you know that there is a potential, not even potential, there is a probable risk that your portfolio is going to take a major hit, especially with everything that's happened in the marketplace, and you still choose to stay there. That's self-destructive. There's no difference than the habitual gambler than the guy who's on crack, okay? And again, look, the truth hurts, right? You understand what I'm saying? When Deji told me like 3 or 4 days ago that I was vain, at first I was like, okay, that kind of hurts. But in reality, it's the freaking truth. And when you admit to the truth, you can either leverage the truth to your own advantage and actually build on it, or you can at least address the situation and fix it. So whatever internal conflict you have, go watch a freaking Tony Robbins video if you need to. T. Harv Eker, How to Master the Money, The Secret Psychology of Wealth. Like, whatever it is, like, go look into whatever psychological development program you can so that they can fix that for you, so that you can actually make the move comfortably into some kind of a guaranteed or index account and not have to worry about your portfolio, okay? That was my rant, right? I know it was a pretty long episode for the first episode of the hashtag Everything Money Show. You know what I'm saying? However, I feel like this was very, very worth it, and I feel like it was something that I really needed to get off my chest. I feel so much better now that I got it off my chest. I feel like I can sleep better. At least I did my part in this whole thing, even though I'm sweating like a freaking pig that's about to be skewered. However, it was worth it, and I needed to do it for who? For you, because I freaking love you. Even though I don't know you, I still love you. That being said, I think we're done. Yeah, I think we're done. So this was the first episode, right? First, rebranded episode of what used to be the Flawless Financial Training Series, which is now going to be Everything Money. Hashtag Everything Money. Let me know what you thought about the show. Comments, point of view, if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right, if you want to cuss me out, whatever. I feed off of it. So please, please, please leave comments, like the video, or dislike the video. Actually, no, I think dislikes actually hurt. So don't dislike the video. Just cuss me out. If you're going to cuss me out in the comments. Just don't dislike the video. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends. Whatever that needs to happen. And I think that's it. So it's going to be a lot more smoother and fluid lately. What up?
Questions on Twitter?
Questions on Twitter. Questions on YouTube. Questions on Facebook. I think we're going to end up putting this on Facebook video. We'll put it on YouTube video. I'm going to put the link on Twitter. I'll put the link on Snapchat. Right below, you're going to have all the info for Snapchat. Instagram, Pinterest, if you're on Pinterest. We're going to go nuts with this, all right? I'm saying, this show is about to go viral, son. I'm just saying. If you don't believe me, just watch. What? What's his name? Don't believe me, just watch. What's his name?
Bruno Mars?
Bruno Mars up in this piece. Hashtag Bruno Mars. I'm about to go share this with Bruno Mars and see if he's going to blast it out to his list or something. Just because we gave him like a shout out at the very end of the show. Yeah, so that was it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Deji. His what? Wait, hold on. Where's the video? Boom. Deji's link is about to come in right here. Deji's link is coming in right here. Right here. Deji's link. Or ding. How does Gary Vee do it? There you go. That's how I did. Boom. Deji. There you go. Arman. There you go. I'm done. I'm having too much fun with this. You can turn off the camera now.